Factoring 1, we have x squared plus 15x plus 36. What you want to do in factoring 1 is you want to find something that multiplies to 36 but adds up to 15. By doing this, you start to take 36 and divide it by multiple answers. We found 3 and 12. 3 plus 12 equals 15, but 3 times 12 equals 36. And now you basically found your answer. You just put it in parentheses and say x plus 3 and x plus 12. We have another example, x squared negative 10x plus 24. What you want to get here, you want to get something that multiplies to positive 24 but adds up to negative 10. We found 6 and 4, but we're going to have both negative because negative 6 plus negative 4 equals negative 10. Meanwhile, negative 6 times negative 4 equals 24. We put this in the same type of answer as in the first one. So x negative 6, x negative 4. Here we have the difference of squares. In this question, we have 18x squared and negative 2. What you want to do here is we took both of the questions times 2, which gives us 36x squared and negative 4. What you do after that, you take the square root of 36, which is 6, and the square root of 4, which is 2. You put this in the same answer as in the factoring 1, you get 6x plus 2, 6x negative 2.
Square root method. The problem got is 5x squared negative 40 equals 0. So you want to add 40 on both sides, and there you get 5x squared equals to 40. And now you want to get x by itself. So then you get x squared equals to 8. And then you want to take and then you're going to get x by itself again, then take the square root of x squared. And then you get x equals to square root of 8. And then you want to factorize 8. So you get 2 and 4, and the factor of 4 is 2 and 2. So therefore you can put 2 on the outside. So x equals plus minus 2 square root of 2. Quadratic formula. The equation we got is 3x squared equals to 2, parentheses 2x plus 1, parentheses. So we want to make this into a ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 value. Therefore, we got to move everything over to this side. And that becomes 3x squared negative 4x negative 2. So now our a value is 3, as you can see, 3. And our b value is negative 4. Our c value is negative 2. So this is the quadratic formula. And now you got to just plug your values in. So our b value is negative 4, so it's negative b, so therefore it becomes 4. So 4 plus minus the square root of 16 negative 4 times 3 times negative 2. Like, here's our a value, and here's our c value, as you can see. And it's 2a, so it's 2 times 3, that's our a value. And now what you want to do is you want to find out what this is, because it's two negatives here. You could just like cancel them out and don't think about them. Just 4 times 3 times 2, it's 24. And then you got to add 16 and 24, and that is equal to 40. So now you got x equals 4 plus minus 40 times 2 times 3. And now you got to factor 40. So it's 2 times 20, and 20 is 2 times 10, and 10 is 2 times 5. So now you got 2 of the same number, that's 2 of 2. Therefore you could put it outside. So it becomes x equals to 4 plus minus 2 square root of 10 divided by 2 times 3. And now, as you can see here, everything has 2 in some way. So you could x out, like 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 5 is 10, and 2 times 3 is 6. So therefore you could x out the 2, and 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 you get x equals to 2 plus minus square root of 5 divided by 3. And that's your answer.
Factoring 2. Factoring 2 is actually very similar to factoring 1. The only difference is that this number and this number actually doesn't have anything in common. So you'll have to take the first number, time it by the third number. So this time we take 3 times 20, which gives us 60. And 60 and 7 actually has 12 and 5 in common. But looking closer, it's negative 20 and positive 3, which gives us negative 60. So in order to get 7 and negative 60, we have to have positive 12 and negative 5. And just like you do in factoring 1, you put them in parentheses. But this time you take 3x plus 12, negative 5x, negative 20. You divide them so both of them become x plus something. So this 3x plus 12 divided by 3. Negative 5x, negative 20 divided by negative 5. You put the number you divided it by on the outside of the parentheses. So 3 parentheses x plus 4, negative 5 parentheses x plus 4. Looking closer, you take the two numbers out of the parentheses and put it together in their own little parenthesis. And then since these two are similar, we're going to keep it. So the answer is going to be 3x negative 5, x plus 4.
Completing the square. X squared negative 2x negative 5 equals to 0. So now we want all the x's on one side and the 5 on the other side. So it becomes x squared negative 2x equals to 5. So x squared negative 2x b divided by 2 squared equals to 5. We want to plug in this, and we want to use the 2x as our b. So it becomes a negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, and negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. So therefore we get x squared negative 2x plus 1 equals to 6. And as I said earlier, 1 can also be said as a negative 1 times negative 1, and therefore we put x negative 1 in parentheses and x negative 1 in parentheses equals to 6. So we could simplify that as x negative 2 parentheses squared equals to 6. So we take the square root of x negative 1 squared, and that is just x negative 1, and we end up with x negative 1 equals to the square root of 6. So now we move the 6 over, and we get x equals to 1 plus minus the square root of 6.